Hi, everybody. We are on week 1 of Women in Criminal Justice. This is a class I really enjoy. I've taught this before, and I think I have a lot to add to it since I was a woman in criminal justice was a police officer for 32 years. 25 of those I was a detective. And I also taught, even after I retired, I continued to teach at the police academy, and I continued to teach at Bay Path. I love Bay Path, as I've told many of you who have been in my class before. I love the fact that I'm teaching non-traditional women. In fact, I stopped teaching on ground and teaching traditional students because I prefer the non-traditional student. I think that the non-traditional student tries harder. I just think that they feel that they're there and they want to. At least that's how I felt when I was a non-traditional student, that I felt I'm here for me this time. This is all about me. This is not about my parents wanting me to go to college. It's not about, you know, getting out of high school and just going the next step. This is all about me. This is where I want to be. So I wanted to go over women in criminal justice. I think that you're going to find that this class is not all about women in law enforcement. It's about women in the criminal justice system. There are so many umbrellas for the criminal justice system that are out there. There's victim advocates. There's women that are incarcerated. That's part of the woman in criminal justice. There's women that are in probation, parole. There's so many umbrellas under Homeland Security for women to go into. And I think it's really important to know that that door is open for you. You need to find the door that you want to go through and say, "Oh, that's really something I want to do." So, the next part I wanted to go to is I'm going to talk about the first policies because this is really important to me. I'm finding that as the pandemic weighed on so many people, that it also weighed on them getting their work in. I think some people felt that I've got tomorrow. I don't have to do it today. And I've done that myself, and I found that I have to now make a plan every single day. I get up and I do something. I have a a list because otherwise I become very complacent. So I want to talk about the policies and procedures of late work so everybody's aware of this. All right. There will be no late work accepted in week 1. See this right here? No, none, none. There is no exception. You need to know that there's no exception. And if this happens, what will the school will do is they will just drop you from the course. And that falls under the federal regulations. So know that. There's no reason, there's no excuse. You can always put in early. You don't have to wait. I know our first assignment is due the 28th. You can put it in early, and I see some of you already have, and I so appreciate that. I like early work. You can, continue forward as you see fit. So, but see fit on time. So I want to go over what will happen. So I may accept late work from you on weeks 2 through 5, 2 through 5 only. And the 2 through 5, I can accept it till Wednesday, 11:59. If it comes in at 12:01, you're not getting any credit. There will be no late work accepted on week 6. All right. And if you're looking to get an incomplete grade, you have to be passing the course beforehand to get that incomplete. So know what the rules and the regulations are on all of this. So I really, really want to make sure you understand if you turn in late work, it is 30% off. If there is a reason that your paper or your discussion, well, discussions, there's no reason. I can't take it late at all. So I would suggest to you, get on that right now, get that discussion in, put a cite down there, cite your source, and then it makes it so much easier. I don't make you put a source for your responses, but for your discussion, it's always good to have. So get those in as soon as you can so people can work off of those. Your whole class depends on you doing that. And if we depend on you, then you depend on us as well. I will also be writing in on those during the week. If your discussion comes in late and you put it in, I will count it as a response. You still need to have 4 responses. 4 responses, that's what you need to do. Okay, and if you look at the modules on those, and we'll go over those, the modules will say more than 3. So more than 3 is 4. So make sure you do that. They have taken away the amount of words you have to have, but please do not turn in a discussion that is like, okay, I really like to study this, blank, nothing else, because you'll get nothing else. And I think that's really important. Tell us why. Tell us what you found interesting. Define it. Feel free to look outside what sources have been given to you. I always look outside the sources. I also want to let you know that if you're going to be, there's a reason, if there's a legitimate reason, you need to contact me beforehand. And my number is 413-883-3537. I always answer to text because I have my phone on silent most times, but I look to see my text every so often. So make sure you send me a text. What's going on? And it has to be a documented reason. It can't be getting out of bed today was not a good day, because I would be that way a lot of times. So you got to force yourself to do this. All right. Next thing that I want to talk about is, even if you forget your discussion, do your responses, because you can get 60%. You can get 60% of your grade. If I see your paper comes in, and we're going to discuss papers, but if I see that your responses come in and they're a little short, or they just don't seem to be covering what we need to cover, I'll send you an email. I will promise you this: I will go on my computer every single morning, and I will go on my computer every single night to see what there is. All right? I will look to see what there is. You can always turn in early. Let's talk about when you can get your paper. When's the latest you can get your paper in? The latest you can get your paper in is on that Wednesday. So you're well all aware of that, correct? The latest you can get it in is 11:59. No late work. Now, going on to our modules, we're going to go to the first week of our module, which is going to be our discussion. And I think the most important thing we need to know about this discussion, teaching this class before, is people need to know what the difference between what gender is and what sex is, because they're not the same. So I'm going to attach to this video a thing from the WHO. And the WHO had, let me get this over so you can see it. It gives you an awful lot of information on, this is the World Health Organization, by the way. It gives you an awful lot of information about gender. And I think this will really help you an awful lot on this discussion. All right. And this course was written, was one of the first ones they wrote. And I thought, what a great job she did on writing this. I would like to tell you, I wrote this course. I did not. But I love this course, so I will tell you, I think she did a great job. So our first week is our discussion, and our discussion is going to be on women, and it's going to be on gender and professionals. And I think that the thing to remember is, based on what you have learned about gender and gender socialization, discuss different gender stereotypes as sort of associated with crime and criminal justice professions in relation to both men and women. And I can tell you, there are many out there. There are so many people that have, like, I'll give you an example. I had bosses that felt that women should only be in juvenile justice. Okay, why? Well, because that's what they were made for. I've had people tell me this. They were made to be able to deal with kids. Really? Because some of the best police officers I've met are not kid friendly, but they're people friendly. I can also tell you that the other part that when I first started my job, was that in Massachusetts, if there's a female on a police department, they're required to send her to sexual assault school. I thought this was really ridiculous until I realized what they did was they made it so victims will always have a woman to go to if they want to. And I think that's important. Doesn't mean that men can't investigate sexual assaults. They certainly can, and there's been some really good ones. And there's been some really bad ones too, but there's been some really, really good ones. And not all women can be sexual assault investigators. And I can tell you straight out, I've worked with a few that were like, okay, you really need to go into the STOP team, or you need to go into something else you need to go into a different field. But there are great women investigators out there as well. So I can tell you that this is going to be a great discussion. I hope that you guys all enjoy it. Our written assignment is going to be, and I will tell you, I love all of these. One of my favorite movies, if you ever get the chance to watch it, is Iron Jawed Angels, and it's about the women's suffrage movement. And I thought it was really, really important to look at, to read. And I used to make all my on-ground classes watch it. I've made my daughter watch it. I made my classes in school watch because I thought it was so important to know where we've come from, where we're going. So I want you to look at some of these trailblazers and the trailblazers that are out there. And your assignment is going to be discuss the three major feminist theories. And they're in there, you'll find them. I know that I've had people and the kids in the past, none of you are kids, but students in the past um, think there's no such thing. You can't, there's no such thing out there. One of the things I found easy to do is also if you're looking to, if you can't find it, you have other students in this class that you might know. Reach out to them. You have their emails. Say, hey, what are you finding on this? Reach out to me. I'll help you find it. All right, let's talk about your papers because these are the things that make me crazy. All right. The body of your paper should be 4 to 5 pages using APA style and include connections to your research with citations. I want you to remember 4 to 5 pages is of content. Content means guts, the guts of your paper. Your first page doesn't count as a page. The page, your intro page, your front page. Your site page does not count. So you need 4 to 5 pages of content. Not 3.5, not 3.25, and you must follow APA format, and you must use 2 sources. So those are the things, those are the minimums. You certainly can write more, but I would suggest you go somewhere between the 4 to 5 pages. I know all the tricks about making them, look like there's more space, or trust me, I can look at a paper now and say, oh, they did not follow APA style. They did not do what they should do. And I know I see that now. I've been teaching long enough to know that. So I wish you all the best of luck. Again, call me if you need me, and we'll get this all done together. I really look forward to seeing you all in this class. And I will tell you to all my students that are coming back, thank you. You were great fun in my classes before, and I'm sure you'll be great sources again for everybody else in here. Bye-bye.